Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'd. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praises be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness, we seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be a misguider for him. Whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to be worshipped except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and give good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, you most worthy of praises and most exalted in nobility. Today, inshallah, as substitute, I will continue our topic for our Sheikh class. For he is actually traveling right now. May Allah protect him wherever he is. From the book of Don't Be Sad by Dr. Al-Qarni. So the topic was still about to smile or to have happiness or be cheerful in your life, not playful, cheerful, because sometimes wrongly understood. Playful is thought as something that is actually encouraged in the religion. It is cheerful, to be cheerful, not to be playful. So the last thing we mentioned was about the page number 81. We stopped until the second paragraph. So today will be the third paragraph. Lastly, when we mentioned, we read about that people that actually have the true understanding of this world, will surely can be a happy person, because the thing that about your soul is actually that will make your eyes to see things as beautiful as it is. If your soul is actually not in the good manners, then you will look everything to be bad. And one of the thing that can make yourself to be better every day is what the Prophet ﷺ told us in the Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, that when we are sleeping in the night, shaitan will tie onto our neck three tie. There, we will make a tie upon our neck with three simpulan, knot, with three knot. Shaitan will tie three knot upon our neck, and he will continuously saying to us, night is still long, keep on sleeping. So the Prophet said, if a person woke up and he remember Allah, then one of the knot will be released. He woke up, he remember Allah, and went to get wudu, to do ablution, then two knot will be released. And if the person woke up and remember Allah, do ablution and pray to Allah, pray 2 rak'ah at least, then all three knot will be released from him. And the Prophet said that the person will wake up in the morning, have a good feeling, and also energetic. If he did the three things during the morning when he woke up. But if he woke up not like that, then the Prophet said he will be bad in his feeling, means that everything today on that day will be bad, will look into everything as a negative thing, and he will also will not have a cheerful day on that day. So sometimes the mood that you have can be related to what the Prophet ﷺ taught us. So make sure that whenever we woke up in the morning, that we firstly remember Allah, because Allah Ta'ala is the one that give us our life after almost the same as death, when our soul is actually being taken out of our body during our sleep. And Allah Ta'ala is the one that returned the soul, so we remember Him first. Otherwise, with the supplication, Alhamdulillahilladzi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilahin nusyur, praise be to Allah that make us alive after He made us to be dead. Then to Him that we will be gathering in the last day. So if you remember that, then remember Allah first. Then the ablution and the prayer come as the gratitude towards that Allah Ta'ala already give our life back. So because of that, you can be a good feeling person on that day. So it say here, third paragraph from the top, from the top, the last paragraph today, inshallah. They say that there are those souls that are able to turn everything into misery. Some soul can turn everything into misery, whilst there are those that are able to derive happiness from the most difficult of circumstances. That's actually the differences between human. Their soul is actually, or their feeling originally, being said by the Prophet ﷺ, came from the type of the soil that Adam was created. Even our color, and also our feeling originally is actually come from whatever the soil that Adam been created of. In Sunan At-Tirmidhi, the Prophet ﷺ said, Inna Allah khalaqa Adam min qabdatin qabdaha min jamil ardi. The Allah Ta'ala created Adam from the soil being taken from all the places in the world. Faja'a banu Adam ala qadril ard. Then thus the children of Adam came as like as the soil that being created Adam from. Some of them are black, white, red, and in between. And some of them are the soil as good soil, and some of them are bad. Some of them is actually easy for you to manage. Some of them is actually difficult for you to manage. That's actually the origin of our own self. But the problem is when we have that feeling that actually we can say it like this. Umar ibn Khattab anhu, he's a harsh person. Always known to people as an angry person. Means that even the woman at this time, they can argue with the Prophet, but they will keep silent in front of Omar. Even the Prophet ﷺ laughed at Omar and said that, "Oh Omar, shaitan ran away looking at your face." So because Omar passing by the house, the Prophet house, and the woman there is actually asking the Prophet question. And sometimes it's normal to have that some question from the student. The student want to the answer from the teacher the same as their understanding. So they start to argue. So they raise out their voices. So Omar passed by. So suddenly they keep silent. Even the narrator of the hadith said, if one needle being dropped at that time, people will listen to the sound of the needle because of the silence they have, because seeing Omar. So Omar after that said to them, "Oh, you actually you guys, you women, actually talking back to the Prophet and raising up your voice. But when I come, you keep silent." They said, answer to Omar, "You are a harsh person, so we don't want to argue with you." So basically, if you look at that, Umar bin Khattab been known before of Islam, his character is like that. A harsh person, a strong, willing person, means they're always using, sometimes, say, violent to resolve things. He always came to the Prophet, "Let me chop off the head of these hypocrites." He took off his sword at the first moment he can. That is his character. But the problem is when he embraced Islam, his character is the same. He didn't turn after embracing Islam to become a person that is actually saying softly, talking softly, doing things softly. No, he's the same guy. He's the same guy. Only that he channeled his harshness toward truth, and ever he use it to make people afraid of him, and to get things from people. That's actually he using it his character towards goodness, not changing the character. The character is still there, even when he is actually becoming the caliphs, the ruler of the people of the Muslimin. He still have the harshness. Even his governor in Sham, Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah, the governor he appointed by him. But when Umar went to Sham to receive the key of Baitul Maqdis, so from the other side, the people is waiting for him. He actually swim through the river, and suddenly when he arrived at the other side of the river, Abu Ubaidah greet him by saying, "Oh Umar, anta Arabul Qaht, you are a great Arabs. You are a true Arabs." So Umar came and punched him until he actually fell down. Then Umar said, if just because of you is the one who's saying that, I stop here. If not, I will hit you more. Then he said, he's saying that essentially until now, being continuously by the scholars being mentioned, he said that nahnu qaumun azanallah bil Islam. We are people who being lifted up by Allah, being noble by Allah, become noble. I'll make us noble because of Islam. And every time we seek nobility other than that what Allah Ta'ala have made us noble with, that is Islam, Allah Ta'ala will make us to fall down. Lower than the lowest. Means that the thing that lifting up here is not the Arabs, not my race. Not my race, not my language, not my color, not my heritage, but it's actually because of Allah, because of Islam. So anyway, this is what we want to say. That some people actually can make everything turn into misery, but some people can make up things to become good and actually become happiness from everything that happened to his life. It means that when you have that character, you have to turn your character little by little. Something that actually you have that harshness, you have that impatient character. You have to put it down. You have to say educate your own self, to tell yourself it's actually not good for you to do that. Gradually turn yourself to become a better person, because this is about turning things into misery, or seeing everything to be happiness, is something that you can train yourself. You can train yourself to become like that. Example here, there is a woman whose eyes fall upon nothing but mistakes. The eyes always about mistakes. And sometimes it's actually things that sometimes become common in a house, living house, that the woman will always start to, what is it? What is that? What is that? What is that? Who put this here? Who put this here? So start to make everything become big. He said here, today is black. Means that the eyes become black because a piece of fine china broke. Means that sometimes women have their set of cutlery, set of plates and bowl, set of 6, set of 8. So if you broke one of it, it's actually something that is actually you make the life of her life become miserable. Even though few years after that, she will start to buy a new one. I remember my elder sister during Hari Raya, the Eid, that she put the cakes and the biscuits inside the, I don't know, the brand Vantage, say Vantage, something like say porcelain. That's actually quite expensive. Not really like the things that actually Queen's Anne or everything, but actually quite expensive. So she said that when she actually invited her friend to come to her house, and the husband's friend, and the children is there. So whenever the children lift up the 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 cover, there is actually also porcelain for the cakes and for the biscuits and everything. She start to feel something every time the children lift up. She's really afraid that the children will make it fall down. Yes, we know that the thing is actually valuable for you, but sometimes think back that it's actually not irreplaceable. Sometimes you can replace it with other new brand and everything. But things can sometimes make, like we said here, a piece of fine china broke. It start to become black, all her life black. Or because the cook put too much salt in the food. If she's have a maid and the maid cook and not really tasty on that day, and then she start to feel everything become black. Sometimes this actually happen to the man. When the wife cooks, it's actually not really that tasty, start to feel angry, and suddenly everything become bad in the house. Bad mood happen. Then she flares up and curse, and no one in the house escaped from her execration. Everybody is actually have the taste of her anger. The starting point is one, but the husband, the other children, everybody will become target for her anger. Then there is another side. There is a man who brings misery upon his own self, and through his disposition heaps the same upon others. Also, we came back from works. Something happened in the work, being scolded by his boss, or he came back from traffic jam, so being tired, and when came back to the house, the anger was about something else, but the thing will happen inside the house. Everybody will taste the anger from the man. Any word that he can hear interprets into the worst possible way. Anything being said, what did you say? What did you say? So they start to argue with inside the house with the wife or the children. He is affected gravely by the most insignificant of things that occurs to him, or that have occurred to him through his action. Sometimes the thing that you've been scolded by your boss because you're late to finish your work, it's actually by your action. Your action. Because of your action, not because of others. Or because your boss mad at you because you went out more than you're supposed to. So the scold being done to you is because of your action. So you should not give your disappointment or feeling shame to be turned into something misery upon your children, upon your wife. It's not right to do that. Because everything happened to you, you have to think about it. This is actually my action, so I am responsible for it. And my children is not the one that made me to neglect my work. I myself did that because I stay all the night to watch movies or to watch football. It's not because of your children, you yourself doing that. But the problem is because some people, they have that something happened to them, they start to lash out to everybody. He drawn into misery by profits loss, by profit expected, and that went unrealized. If he's a businessman, he's selling and buying. So sometimes the misery going to be because of profit loss. Even though he know that Allah Ta'ala is the one that giving the provision for him. Everything, the risk, the profit is from Allah. It's not by yourself. Wallahu yusitu rizqa liman yasha wa yaqdir. Allah is the one that open up all the provision for you, for the human being. And also, He is the one that stop the provision, stop the risk. Sometimes people doesn't think about this. So we start to have enemy just because of thinking, if not because of the guy, the position will be mine. He actually didn't remember about the qadar. Anything you get in this world, in this life, surely sometimes it's actually making you disappointed or making you sad. But the thing is actually something that you must pass by it, because Allah Ta'ala have predestined it for you. If you understand that Allah Ta'ala is doing that for you, then you should not lash out and become angry. Like we said before, when we said in the Surah Al-Hadid, verse number 22, 23, Allah Ta'ala said, Ma asaba min musibatin, never ever befell any calamity, any disaster, fil ardi, on the surface of the earth, wala fi anfusikum, not also upon yourself. On the surface of the earth, the landslide, earthquake, typhoon, rain. Alhamdulillah, today it so shiny. A few weeks ago, we have all actually rain cloud every day for few days. Today, Alhamdulillah, so shining. Alhamdulillah, we looking at the sun. Actually, some people said that the high say suicidal rates in certain country actually related to the condition that they have from the surrounding environment. Like always raining throughout the season. You cannot go out from the house. No sun visible for you. It's making you feel sad and doesn't have. You are thinking negatively for everything. It's really being said by some of the students that went to study in Japan. When they have that rainy season, all the clouds there, people start to feel bad. Wallahu alam, maybe because they don't have the right religion. Because you know that from the statistic, the people, we did mention it, the people that believe in Allah know that they have God who created them, who sustained them, giving them what they need, and will punish them, and actually will question them about what their action in this world. Those people is actually having the goal in their life, believing in God. They are the least that have the suicidal rates. There's statistic being done that the suicidal rate in Islam, by religion, the biggest one is the atheist. Those who doesn't believe in Allah, doesn't believe in any God. The smallest one is actually Islam. Even less than the smallest country that have the smallest suicidal rates. So Allah, sometimes because of the surrounding can make you feel gloomy and sad. So anyway, that is the thing. Alhamdulillah, Ta'ala open us for the sun to came back for us to see, because this is the thing that will make us happy. Allah, maybe some of the vitamins you get from the sun, because it's the effect of the sun on your body. The vitamin C that you took will not turn good for you except for you to go out on the sun. The vitamin D vitamin also will not affect you unless you are being exposed to the sun. There are studies about sunbathing and also fasting being done by a scholar named Herbert M. Shelton, who won the Nobel Prize for his finding about the benefit of sunbathing and fasting. So actually one part of it is actually about the sun. So anyway, he said here, because the profit that you lost is not really, if you think about it, is actually being stopped by Allah. Like we said, the ayah 22 and 23 of Surah Al-Hadid, Ma asaba min musibatin, never ever befall any calamity and disaster. Fi anfusikum, page 81. Page 81, last line. Okay. Never ever befell any disaster on the earth, not also on your body. Sickness, cancer, everything that you have will not befall upon you on the earth. Illa fi kitab, except Allah Ta'ala have wrote it in book of destiny. Min qabli an nabra'aha, before we make it to be to occur or to happen. We wrote it before we make it happen. Inna dhalika 'ala Allahi yasir. That is actually in the sight of Allah is so easy. To make something being written before being created is so easy. And Allah Ta'ala told us why. Why does these things been predestined for us? Likai la ta'saw 'ala ma fatakum. So that you'll not be disappointed for whatever passed from you. Something that passed, you didn't get the opportunity to get it. Be patient. This is not for you. It's not yours from the start. You didn't get it. It's not yours. If you have that understanding, then you actually will be happy, even though you didn't get it. You know, you feel sad, but you know that this is actually things that Allah Ta'ala choose it for you. Never ever, any choice is actually better than the choice of Allah. If you think about it, Allah Ta'ala is the one that chose for you for that to happen. So if you have the positive thinking that because you believe in Qadar, that Allah Ta'ala doesn't give you, He will know that it's actually better for you. You start to feel misery. And so on, and so on. The whole world, from his perspective, is black. And so He blackened it for those around Him. Anybody around Him will feel the same that He felt. He cannot make anybody happy because I'm miserable, you have to be miserable like me. That is so wrong. You can be miserable, but you don't make anybody else miserable because of you. Because like few things that actually these days, because the camera is everywhere, the CCTV or some of it is actually the car dash cam. Things actually not supposed to be known before is known today. Things actually being seen. We saw an incident when a young man hit an old man in Meru, Klang. The problem is the man is actually what happened. He actually feeling I don't know, not sad. He went to something to get something, to buy something, but the thing is not there. So feeling bad mood. So accident happened between him and the old man. So he start to lash out and hitting the old man, like hitting an animal. The old man already fell in the ground. He start to punch. So he is really lashing out his anger to anybody because I'm misery. You have to be miserable because I'm in misery. So this is actually one of the type being said here. Everybody must have that part, or they have the same portion of whatever he felt. That is actually so wrong. Such people have much ability to over exaggerate the trifles that occurs to them. When the things that happen to them, they exaggerated it. Sometimes just word. Yes, sure. Some people say that the person make dislike face to me. It happened before that when I went to a school to stop a fight between student because when I asked the one who gang up to hit a boy, when I asked him why, he said that we say something to him and he make a face. So I said, he make a face, then you want to hit him. You know, actually, if somebody just making face to you, it's not for you to hit them. Because it's not the same face expression with hitting with your hand. It's not the same, not equivalent. But some people thinking that because they are actually on the top of everybody, so whatever people do to them, then they will lash out to them, to those people more than they deserve. Sometimes words. People say words to you. It's not for you to hit them. The words actually not really, they are not supposed to be hit just because of the words. That's actually, you have to know things. You have your anger, but how to manage your anger. We know that people feeling angry is actually normal things. It's a normal thing to feel angry. To have the anger is normal. Even Imam Ash-Shafi'i rahimahullah said, whoever being done to them, things to make angry, but he doesn't feel angry, then he's a donkey. Manusturdiba, falam yaghdab for himar. Whoever being done to them, and he thinks for them to feel angry, but he didn't feel angry, then they are actually donkey. Because actually the thing to feel angry for things actually you dislike or being done to you is normal. But the way for you to pay back, to hit back the person with your anger, because of your anger, what do you do after that is actually been considered actually in Islam something to be controlled. Like the Prophet ﷺ, a Jew came to him and he said, Assalamu alaik. Assalamu alaik means death upon you. Though he didn't say Assalamu alaik, Assalamu alaik. So the Prophet answered, Wa alaik, and also upon you. So Aisha heard that guy saying to her husband, the Prophet, the Messenger of Allah, that was, she become angry. And she start to answer, Wa alaika la'nah, wassam wal maut. Upon you, the damnation, the death, and also la'nat upon you, ya abna kiratul khanazir, O children of pigs and monkey. So the Prophet listened to her, starting to say to her, Ya Aisha hasbuki, qad balagti, enough, you already passed the limit. Then Aisha answered, she said, didn't you listen, didn't you heard what he said to you? Then the Prophet answered to her, didn't you heard what I answered to him? Means that the person said to the Prophet, Assalamu alaik, the Prophet answered, Wa alaik. Enough. So when Aisha start to lash out with words, monkey and pigs and everything, so the Prophet said, enough. So Aisha anha, to feel angry, to have that anger towards somebody talking bad to your spouse, is actually normal. Protecting or defending his dignity is normal. But the Prophet said, no, you already actually passed the limit. So Aisha said, didn't you heard what he said? The Prophet said, didn't you heard what I answered? It will be accepted by Allah. Whatever we pray upon them will not be accepted for whatever they pray upon us. And after that, the Prophet guide Aisha by saying, Inna Allah la yuhibbul fuhsha wa tafahush. Allah Ta'ala doesn't like bad doings and bad saying. Bad saying and bad doing is actually not allowed by Allah. Allah Ta'ala doesn't like do things with your hand or your leg. That is actually something else. So Islam is the things that controlling your anger, not to make you not become angry. To have the anger is normal. But to lash out and not controlling your anger is another thing. Because that is actually what the Prophet ﷺ tried to teach Aisha anha on that story. To have that anger. So that's why Imam Shafi'i said, whoever being done to him, something that to make him feel angry, but doesn't feel angry, then he's a donkey. Because in the animal kingdom, any animal, if you pick something like the cat, try to go to the tail of the cat and try to squeeze it. The cat, what do the cat will do? Start to claw you, bite you. Chicken, try to hold the chicken from inside and try to hurt it. It will start to fight back. But donkey is actually in the animal kingdom is the only animal that if you hit it like that, it will only be doing the sound and doesn't fight back. Any other animal will fight back. So to feel anger is actually a normal thing. But to lash out the anger is actually another thing. So yes, you have disappointment. Yes, you feel sad. Yes, you feel gloomy. But don't make another person around you to become like you. Be cheerful. Try to cheer up in front of them. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Tabassumuka fi wajhi akhika sadaqah." To your smile in front of your brother's face is actually considered as charity. And the Prophet ﷺ did say, we did mention this hadith, La tahkiran min ma'rufi syai'a, don't ever belittle among goodness, whatever it is. Walau antalqa akhaka biwajhin taliq, even though the goodness is just for you to meet your brother, meet your brother in a cheerful face, with a cheerful face. So that's the thing. Yes, sure. People say that, how can I be happy when I'm sad in front of my family? That is the thing that you have to control. You can have sadness, you can have the anger, but try to control it. Don't lash it out to others. Don't make another person become miserable because of you. Thus, they make mountains out of molehill. No small things, they make it as a big thing. Sometimes the argument inside the house between husband and wife, you can see something like that. Things that is so small. What did he say to me? Words wrongly used, maybe unintentionally, but start to become big. If the both side of the husband and wife is like that, then the marriage will not last at all. But if one of them is like that, the other one is so patient and start to keep silent, doesn't fight back, actually the thing will turn out to be better. That is actually something. Allahu Alam. Some people say that because of that, Allah Ta'ala gave the divorce in the hand of the man. I don't know, but my sister did say to me, I have 8 sisters. So one of my sisters said, if the divorce is in her hand, her husband will have been divorced by her 5 times. Not going to the mall, not buying her something, something actually so small. You think back, it's actually not worth it. Not really worth it. Not remembering our anniversary, not something actually, certain things actually, they said women sometimes exaggerating something like that. Allahu Alam. But my sister did say to me that if the talaq, the divorce in her hand, her husband, actually, this thing I said to you is actually about 20 years ago or more, or 25 years ago. And she said to me that her husband will have been divorced by her 5 times. If you count today, I don't know how many times happened already. So things actually so small, you just can let it go. Let it go. Because there's no cup between you and your wife, any cup for whoever won the argument. A cup, a medal. Alhamdulillah, I got the medal. I fight my wife, I agree with her, I got the medal. Nobody got that. So think about it. Is it not worth it? Things actually so small to become big is actually not worth it. The ability to do well is negligence, and they are never happy or content with what they have, even if what they have is plenty. What they have is actually so plenty, but they didn't think about it, neglect it, and so because of that, they didn't think about the blessing of Allah upon them. This is what we thought. We said about it 2 weeks ago, when we said about, if ever you lose something, think about whatever you still have, because sometimes the thing that you lose, your watches, so valuable things, actually you have your necklace, your gold, your money, is actually, if you really think about it, whatever on your body is more precious than that. The ability to smell, the ability to smell, to see, to feel the pain, pain or heat or cold, is actually more precious than whatever you lose. More precious than ever you lose. The ability to sit up today, to come to the class, is actually more precious than $1 million. If a person said to you that $1 million, then you can paralyze. You will not take it. You will not take it. Because whatever you have is more precious than whatever you lose. Think about that, because Allah Ta'ala is never ever took somebody from somebody something, except He left for the person many things for the person to be grateful to Him. No matter how great their possession, they will never feel any blessing from what they have. Whatever great, this thing that when we look back into the view of I don't know. I don't want to make them as the example. But in the news, the artists, the actor, the actress, singers in this world, famous singers, well known, most of them kill themselves. Sometimes because of love, because rejected by a woman, then he start to hang himself inside the hotel. Things actually, if you think about whatever they have, is so plentiful. Don't want to mention the name, but I still mention the name. If you look into a person, actually, because we like to see Asian Food Channel, the food, about the food, all the worlds. A person named Anthony Bourdain. He's a person that actually traveling around the world, eating there, sleeping there, drinking there. Around the world. If you look into the commentary or the series about his traveling around the world, eating and everything, you will be amazed. You are feeling that I will be so happy if I get that opportunity to go around the world and eat here, eat there, staying in the luxurious hotel. But suddenly, he hang himself inside the hotel. All his friends actually, some of them being mad, not really feel pity, being mad to him because why did he did something like that? But the thing actually, the person have everything. Robin Williams, singer of the Linkin Park, the lead singer, is it? Lead singer of the Linkin Park, one of the most famous musical group in the world. Kurt Cobain. So if you look into that, they are having everything. But suddenly, things actually so small thing. Thinking about that, actually in Malay words, if ever somebody happened to them, actually their actually love life become miserable. Woman left him. But in Malay, they have the words actually to sure to make you feel assured that you actually not miserable yet by saying bunga bukan sekuntum, kumbang bukan seekor. Means that flower is not just one, and the beetle is not just one, not just single. So if you don't have the luck with this girl, you have another luck with another girl. Actually, if you don't have luck with a man, then you have luck with another man, because it's not just a single person. Because this world is plentiful with person. You cannot say that this person is irreplaceable. The thing that actually that thinking is wrong. The thinking is wrong. You cannot say that indispensable. If this guy is not here, then my world will be a disaster. No, not at all. Because anybody can be replaced. Everybody can be replaced. Only Allah you cannot replace. Only Allah you cannot replace. Because Allah did replace even the prophets, one after another being replaced with another prophet. This guy, another prophet come. Means Allah Ta'ala make all the prophets being replacing one after another. But the only one that you cannot replace is Allah. If you lose Allah, then you cannot get anything else. But if you get something like the plate, the bowl, china, or I think porcelain, things actually can be replaced. Even if you look at it, sometimes things actually so beautiful these days. Few years after that, become obsolete. It become obsolete. Try buying a handphone, latest one. Just buy today. Wait for 2 months or 6 months. Suddenly you say that, oh, if only I wait. If only I wait. You bought a beautiful dining ware. Today, few years after that, there are new model, new design. You say that, if only I wait. If only I wait. All the things in this world it can be replaced. Only things that cannot be replaced is Allah. If you understand that, walk in this world and you'll be happy. Everything actually it can be replaced. Like Salama. Salama have a husband. She said when the husband taught her, and this is dua we said about when any disaster befall upon you, you lost something. anything died from your family, then you should say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. We belong to Allah, and to Allah we will return. Allah ma'jurni fi musibati. Oh Allah, give me reward upon my calamity, my disaster. This disaster befell upon me. Wa akhluf li khairan minha, and substitute me, give me replacement better than it. Because the husband did taught her that dua, that supplication. Salamah, when the husband died, Abu Salamah died, she started to say that words. And suddenly she said, who is better than Abu Salamah? She said, who is better than Abu Salamah? Suddenly, a few days after that, after the Iddah, suddenly the Prophet ﷺ actually proposed to her, to make her his wife. So it's the best replacement being given by Allah. So always be actually positive towards Allah. Don't ever think that Allah Ta'ala took it from you, He doesn't like you. No. Maybe He want to replace for you a better things. That we say about the work. You want a better salary. But Allah Ta'ala will make you leave the first job to get the second job. But if ever everybody think about that, anything happen, Allahumma ju'ni fi musibati wa khulif khairan minha, that is the best. But like we said last week, not many people can be patient at the first try. The first try, normally not every person can be like that. But by the time goes by, many things happen to you. You can understand it and become calm for anything happen to you after that. That is the way. Right? Because one of the questioners from the YouTube asked about how to train yourself to become patient at the first try. I said from the first try, for the first time to have a disaster is actually so difficult. But if this thing happens second, third, and fourth, and after that, you become patient. Like if a person have the first death in his house, the first death, suddenly everybody doesn't know what to do. Everybody is actually start panicking. But if the second, the third, the fourth death in the family, in the house, then people will start to have a calm posture because they know what to do. They know that this is really inevitable. You cannot run away from it. Everybody will die. So starting from that, actually start to have more calm expression, more calm posture actually, because of the second, the third, and the fourth. But the first one normally is actually so difficult. The first death will struck you like never, like nothing else. It's known like that. So you say that they will never feel any blessing. They no matter how great their possession, they will never feel any blessing from what they have. He said like I said just now. Okay? If you look at the artists or the singers, they have everything, luxurious life, everything. They can buy anything any time they want. But the problem is they don't feel content. They don't feel happy. They're still having that lack of understanding about what is really for you in this life. Life is like an art or a science. It needs to be learned and cultivated. Means that everything happened to you in this life, you must try to cultivate it to become good. You must think positively whatever happened to you. Even if you misguided for certain times. Some people, I have one of my friend, he's actually followed Shia. He become Tabligh. You mention any group, he followed all of them. Until the last one, he come back to Sunnah. In the last one, he come back to Sunnah, Alhamdulillah. But he went through everything. Just say, any group, he went there. He followed it. So the blessing about that, sometimes you do feel actually sad. Why did Allah Ta'ala give me tests like this? Making me to follow the misguided path. Actually, because you can be the guider to the right one. To make sure that people doesn't go to that wrong path, you are the most experienced person. Sometimes Allah Ta'ala make you to know that for the better for others. When you know the Sunnah, then you know this is the right. That's why Umar bin Khattab did say, he said, la yattaqi syar man la ya'rifu syar. Will never ever avoid evilness, whoever doesn't know what is evil. You don't know what is evil, you don't avoid it. You think that is actually good because you don't know this is an evil act. So it doesn't mean that you have to do it, but you can know by the experience. Like in the Quran, when Allah told us about the people that being punished by Allah, their character, their thinking, you can learn from that. You don't have to do it. Some people have that wrong understanding. How can you be a guided person when you are not misguided? Be misguided first, then take guidance after that. That is actually wrong. You can learn from others. That is what we actually learning from the Quran. Allah Ta'ala told us about the people before us, the people of Noah, the people of Hud, Saleh, the people of Abraham, all of their people, the prophets, their people, is actually have that significant way of thought. You know, the way they're thinking, the way they're saying, their belief. You don't have to be misguided like them to know the guidance. Some people, they have that philosophy. Be a guided person after you've been misguided. So go into the misguided people, learn from them. Oh, it's not really, that's not the way. So anyway, that is actually sometimes, it's a blessing. For you, it's a blessing. When you know, even the Prophet ﷺ, his companion, when they are sitting with each other, they start to remembering what they did during the life of Jahiliyah before Islam. The Umar bin Khattab, he laughed at himself when he make an idol from the dates. You know, he arranged the dates to become like a figure for him to worship. For him to worship. Sometimes the figure being done like that because he wanted his plant or his crop to give more. So from the crop, he actually arranging that to become something for him to worship. In Malaysia, they have that type of worship. It's called as to worship the spirit of the paddy. You know, because you plant the paddy field, the beras, the rice. So you want it to become better. So you have to respect it. So you do something, festival, to respect the spirit of the paddy. Some of the place in Japan, especially outside of the market. The market, if you go into the market, you want to buy. Outside the market, they have the idol for everything. A squid there. So if you bought a squid, go to that, thank you squid. And you bought a fish, thank you fish. You know, to respect something that you get from the ocean. So some people have that. They don't give the gratitude to the one that created the ocean, created the animal, created the plant. So Umar bin Khattab did that. Before Islam, he made an idol from dates. And when he feel hungry, he start to eat from the dates, from the idol that he worshipped, and he eat from it. So he laughed at himself, saying that. So the companion at that time, they really know the value of guidance. They really know the guidance that been given by Allah to them, really being appreciated. We sometimes doesn't feel, we the born Muslim, normally the born Muslim, they really don't really appreciate the guidance by Allah, because they said that it's there from the start. Things that you have, eyes, the hand, you don't appreciate it because you always think that it is there from the start. You only appreciated it if you didn't have it before, then you have it after that. And you always feel it is to be precious when you lost it. You lost your hand, you lost your eyes. Then you start to think, oh, it's so precious to me. Only if you lose it. So the problem is about this. Sometimes when Allah Ta'ala give you the disaster, the calamity, the misguidance, sometimes to make you to become better, to become more appreciating to what Allah Ta'ala give you. That is the way for you to cultivate from the disaster to become happiness. If not this, Allah Ta'ala will not give me that. If not this, you have to cultivate cultivate, because that's actually said here. Life is like an art of science, or a science. It needs to be learned and cultivated. It is much better for a person to plant love in his life than to glorify money. Actually, to plant love, to make you being liked by people, or to make likable by others, or to have the feeling toward others, to love somebody, is actually better than to glorify money. Using all of his might to help its way into his pocket, or into his account, or using all his might, all your effort, just to make sure that making sure that the money become easy for you, or to become inside your pocket, is actually, to have love is better than that. Some people actually, after going into the corporate world for a few years, after neglecting their families, they are regretting that. They're regretting that in the end. But when they are young, they didn't think about that. They didn't think about the value of the family, the value of the wife, the value of their children. They think that actually just you have the money, then you can be happy. That is so wrong. That's what Allah said in Surah Lumazah. Wailul likulli humazatil lumazah. Wailul, actually, damnation be to those who always talking bad and actually blaspheming people always. Allah said, alladhi, their character, alladhi jama'a malan wa addadah, that they gather their properties, their money, and they start to count it. Yahsabu anna malahu akhladah. They thought that their belonging, their properties, will make them to become eternal in this world. But actually, you know that the person is not become eternal in this world because of their belonging. You know that a person who is rich, so rich, will die. A person that is actually so poor will die. Everybody will die. Nobody said that if you are a rich person, then you will not die. But some people thought about that, as if that the angels, when want to come to you to take your life, you look into your bank account. Is it 1 million yet? Or you don't take their life? No. People will die. Actually, in Yemen, there are a few persons that are actually known to be rich people. So these people actually sometimes want to teach their children, to teach the society. They are rich, so rich. Then when they die, they ask the family, the person who do who actually doing all the things about shrouding, bathing him, to make, before everything, to put his hand at the side of the bed and just died like this, to show to people that he died and didn't bring with him any of his belonging. Just for people to see, he's so rich, but nothing will be brought with him into the other world. So some people actually have that actually understanding, but most actually just thinking about how to be more rich, how to gather more money. Even though we did say about it, that your money is not for you to save, it's for you to spend. But when I said this, some people say that, why? Because whatever you spend, even though for your own self, for your own family, is actually considered as sadaqah. The Prophet said that the sadaqah, that whatever being spent by a person in the way of Allah, will be multiplied into 10 until 700. And whatever a person spend on himself and his family, will be multiplied unto 10. Means that you are not wasting anything. Spending is actually the thing. Keeping is actually, you don't have any reward. There's no reward from Allah for you to gather your money, but you have reward from Allah when you spend your money. When you spend your money, you have the reward. If you keep it inside the bank, what is the reward you get? No reward there. It's like when you say about your eyes. Your eyes is for you to see. Your ear for you to listen. Your hand for you to hold. You just put it on whatever Allah Ta'ala give you. And when Allah Ta'ala give you money for you to spend, not to save, to spend. People say that this Ustaz is crazy. That is because you have to know. When you spend it, you preserve it in the sight of Allah. You will meet whatever you spend in this world in front of Allah. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ مِنْ خَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Whatever you upfront for yourself, I mean you spend it for yourself, is actually you will meet that spending by the side of Allah. By the side of Allah. You made it in front of Allah. All the spending that you did. All the saving is not there. All the spending we see there. For yourself, for fisabilillah, or for anything else will be seen there. Whatever you put inside your bank will not be seen there. So that's why you have to know that the happiness is not for you to have that money. It's actually for you to spend that money. Sometimes people, I don't know, some people they have. I met few person. They have own money. Actually, their salary, monthly salary, 8 to 10,000 ringgit. But they are wearing shoes that actually will damage after 3 months. They buy the Bata shoes. 3 months, you have to buy a new one. So I said to the guy, to the person, I said, just spend for yourself a better shoes. 150 ringgit shoes. He said that is so expensive. I said, for it to be lasting for you, more comfortable for you. Why should you be stingy upon your own self? You know, you don't want to give others, I know. But upon your own self, why? You have the thought that if he just take the 0.001% of the salary to buy something for himself, actually he think that is actually not good. So just wearing shoes is actually making his back to become ache, to have the problem on his knee. You know, these days I'm not promoter for the shoes, Skechers, the one of the brand known to become more really comfortable, very comfortable. For people who have any problem with their knee, to wear that shoe is actually so good. Some of them bought the Medicare or something. Normally, when you went to the hospital, outside the hospital, somebody will selling shoes that saying that this is the most comfortable shoe in this world. So anyway, the shoe will be expensive. If you really actually using that, alhamdulillah, and it's actually comfortable for you, then use it. Why should you become stingy upon your own self? Just use it, because you don't lose anything, and you become happy. You know, your knee will not feel pain anymore. So you are happy. So by spending, you become happy. By keeping, not really sure. If you're happy by yourself, Allahu A'lam. And by spending, you can make anyone around you become happy also. Like you, yourself. Either spending on yourself, or your family, or your friend, it will make you become happy. That's why when the Prophet ﷺ being said to him, Ayyul Islami Afdal, what Islam is the best? The Prophet said, among it is actually tut'imut ta'am. You give food. You give food in it to people, and you spread salam upon whoever you know or you doesn't know. The people you know, yes. The people you doesn't know, also spread to them. Give food to people. That is the thing that will make you become the good Muslim. So it is actually about spending, not about keeping. So he say here, what is life when all its energies are exploited and used for the sole purpose of accumulating wealth, to gather wealth? All the effort is to gather wealth. And existence where no energy is directed towards the cultivating of beauty, splendor, and love. You know, you don't have life. You go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. You get back at 8 on the night. You don't have any time with your family. What is life like that? There's no life like that. But that is actually the way people is actually living. It's really from 10 or 15 years ago. I'm looking around me. I think that is the same. People sometimes when send their children to school. Actually, the children doesn't have any life with their parent. Only that the parent will send them to the school and taking back them from the school at the night or during the evening, and went to the mall, eat there, went back to house and sleep, and suddenly to tomorrow morning after 8 hours start to go the same cycle. No affection, no talking, no listening to others. Actually, so actually stressful. Most people do not open their eyes to the beauty of life, but open their eyes only to gold and silver. They pass by lush and they pass by a lush and luxuriant garden. You see a beautiful garden, a beautiful bed of roses, a flowing river, or a group of singing birds. Yet they are unmoved by such scene. Doesn't see anything good in there. Even though that is the way Allah Ta'ala make you become happy. Because the surrounding, like we said, the surrounding can make you happy. But just look at it. Look around you. Because these days, the most problematic things, actually people is actually just looking at this size of screen. Allah Ta'ala told you to look around the world, but you are looking into this 4 by 6, I don't know, 4 cm, 3 by 6 inch screen, and your world is in there. So disappointing, because that is the thing that can make people become gloomy. When they didn't have any internet, you know the things happen when people doesn't get out of their houses during the MCO. Family become husband and wife. The rating of divorce is so high because they cannot get out from the house, looking at the small things and just looking at the telephone and handphone or the television. It's not making them happy, because Allah is making you happy with all the thing that you go into this life. Looking around, you cannot go out, so you can become stressful. So that's the thing that they contributing to the high divorce rate during the MCO. This day, when people start to have things to look around, Allah make them, sometimes they are sad. When looking around you, the birds, the tree, the flowers, you can be happy. You can be happy. Even to go to the market or to go to the mall can make you happy. Because looking around. Okay. All that moves them is the coming and going of money into their into or out of their pockets. That is the thing that they are thinking, looking around. Money is but a means to happy life. Money is not the happiness. Money is making you to happy with your life. If, like I said, you spend it. You don't spend it, it's become just like that. You actually, we say, to have that feeling you are happy, but the happiness is not there. Start to smile by yourself. I have 1 million in my account. But you don't live your life with that 1 million. You don't live your life. You don't eat. You don't eat with the money. You don't spend with the money. Just because you say that if ever something happened to me, then I have my assurance. Seriously, some people are actually keeping their money for the sickness. Keeping the money for their sickness. Not using the money for their happiness, for the sickness. Just put it there. And suddenly Allah Ta'ala take them away from this world without spending anything from their belonging. Their spending, their money. It's so pitiful. Because you have the money, but you cannot taste the money. You cannot feel the money. Because the using it is actually the means for you to happy in this world. They have reversed this fact. They have sold their happy existence, their happy existence, and made money to be end of itself. Money is the goal for everything. Even though money is actually just for you, as provision or the means for you to go on with your life. Money is not your life. Money is not your life. Money is thing that make your life to go, to move. Even sometimes without you having money, your life will be go ongoing. Because sometimes maybe your friend will pay for you. Even you don't have the money, your friend pay for you. It means that the life is still going on, even though without the money. You can be happy. Our body has been equipped with eyes to see beauty with. Yet we have trained them to look into nothing but money. So distressful. Nothing causes the soul or the face to frown more than often than with more intensity than this policy. Okay, wait, we stop here, inshallah, because this new topic there about feeling low in spirit. Low in spirit. We stop there, inshallah. That will be the next topic. So inshallah, if our Sheikh will be next week here, he will continue there. Okay. Any question? Any question? Telephone. I look into online question, inshallah, first. Okay. First question. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. What is the guideline to make smile, especially when working mixed gender environment? Okay. To have to smile. Sometimes people will wrongly understood about when you are mixing with men and women inside workplace. Then the smiling is actually quite okay. To have a smile, meeting people, smiling is okay. But with the good intention, just to smile and move on. Nothing more than that. Even the conversation between man and woman in Islam is actually to be whatever is necessary only. Whatever is necessary only, then you have the conversation. More than that, stop. We know that the Prophet ﷺ, even his wife, being told that to whenever people asking the wife of the Prophet anything, they have to ask from the back of the veil, behind the veil. And the wife of the Prophet is being told to answer them. Means that the conversation is there, but just because of the important things, not more than that. Because normally things will escalate to become bad or wrong when the thing is actually unnecessary topic to be discussed. Sometimes the colleague asks, did you eat well? How are you today? And more than that, one is supposed to, that is not so. That is wrong. So if you ask what is the guidance to make smile, actually just meeting people smile is actually enough. Smile and go. Not smile and looking to the person and start to thinking more. That is wrong. Just smile and go. Not smile and look and stare at the person. That is not supposed to happen. Because in Islam, the boundaries between men and women is actually our friend here said that one of the things that making him doesn't want to take his friend to us in Al-Qadim because we separated between the man and the woman in their the conversation, the place, eating and everything. We separate, still in the same area, but the man will sit with the man, woman will sit with the woman. So our friend said that this type of separation some of my friend doesn't like it. So I cannot make them come. I'll ask them to come here because I'm afraid they will run away. I said to them, essentially, you can actually just invite them about what they are thinking about this. We can educate them. Educate them. People actually do have rules. The rules actually about Islam is actually about the mixing between men and women is put upon to prevention is better than cure. Prevention, because originally when Allah Ta'ala said lower your gaze from the start, because your gaze will start for you to having something else after that. When you gaze, that's why the gaze will be lowered. It's prevention, even though you're not touching the person. You're not touching the person, but just gazing and looking around. The Allah Ta'ala said for you lower your gaze, because prevention is better than cure. Because once the thing is happen, you cannot cure it anymore. You cannot say that the problem happened, trouble happened. So because of that, so most of it say just smile is actually enough. Smile and go, but smile and stare, smile and start to have, horny face. Something that is not supposed to happen. Or actually even the jokes, or even you say touching, because some people went to some office, so the men and women start to hit each other. When the person said make jokes, the woman come and hit the person. That is actually not supposed to happen. That's why when we said about separation in Islam, it's not total when you need, because the Prophet did sit with a woman. An old woman came to the Prophet. The Prophet want to start praying. Start to pray. But the woman asked him want to ask question to the Prophet. Then the Prophet sit with that woman, and the companion was standing waiting for the Prophet to finish his conversation with that woman. So if you look into that, the Prophet did entertain things that actually things that actually must be done. Then it's okay. Things is not outside of not for you to do it. Then stop. That's the thing. The only important matters. Other than that, your laughter, your jokes, your actually your see, jokes and everything that actually can make somebody to be happy. The first one is your family, more than that, more than others. Some people actually have the relationship with their colleagues better than with his wife, better than with his husband, her husband. This is wrong. So because you have to pour your happiness there, not in your office. Just the important things, yes. Other than that, we encourage for any people to do or more than that. Just important matters. Smiling is okay, and go away. Not smile and stare. Because smiling and stare will start to develop things. Shaitan will come and will start. Because the Prophet ﷺ did push away the face of Fadl bin Abbas, the brother of Abdullah bin Abbas, when the Prophet was doing the Hajj. So he was on his camel, answering people about any matters they asked him. And in his right side is his cousin, Fadl bin Abbas, a young man. And to his left side, there's a woman, a young girl, who actually doesn't cover her face and looking at the Prophet. So this cousin is actually looking at that woman. So the Prophet continuously to push the face of Fadl bin Abbas. And the Prophet said, is he looking, the cousin still looking, the Prophet pushed his face. Until in the end, Fadl bin Abbas said to the Prophet, "O Prophet of Allah, why do you push your uncle's son's face? I'm your uncle's face. Why do you always push my face?" So the Prophet said, "I see a young man and a young woman. I afraid upon them the shaitan. I worry upon them the shaitan." Just by looking. Just looking. Actually, we say the looking is actually you don't harm any person just by the look. But like we said, prevention better than cure. That is actually from among the great we say, rule in Islam to make sure that the thing will not happen. Salam Ustaz, I work long hours and continue work home till 2 a.m. sometimes. I hate it, and it's not about money. I miss being with family, but I feel the burden of amanah like as a Muslim. We have to work hard. Confused. Okay. She said that maybe she got a work that is actually, she said not got the money. Once you sign the contract for you to work to the company, you have to obey the contract. You have to fulfill the contract. Yes, it is true. But the problem is you can change your work, because I met somebody, both husband and wife, is in geology in Petronas. So actually oil and gas. So the money is actually, inshallah, is actually abundant. So they married for many years, doesn't have any children. So they start to come to classes and start to ask us questions, and we guide them. So in the end, the wife resigned and stayed at home. And Alhamdulillah, 2 years after that, she got pregnant. Because the stress of the work, making her cannot have a good life. So now she having a child after many years of marriage. You know, sometimes you cannot get everything. You sacrifice something for a better one. Because the husband is actually the husband is working in the same in an oil gas company, but the stress of work is actually so so hard. So the wife actually can't conceive any children. But after she resigned, stay at home, having happy life. Allahu alam, she may be more happy after that. And Alhamdulillah, she got her child 2 years ago. Alhamdulillah. So sometimes you think about that. You miss your family. You're not sacrificing everything. Because sometimes what is little and enough is better than what is abundant, but making you neglect your family. It's actually nothing. It's enough. What's little and enough is better than abundant, but you have to sacrifice the time with your family. Your family cannot get you. That's actually so wrong. So yes, during your work you have to do it, but you are actually not obligated to continue with the work if you're not happy. He said here, I'm not happy. Yeah, it means so he's not happy. So if you're not happy, then change your work. Inshallah, Ta'ala will give you better than whatever you're having now. So Alhamdulillah. Any question? No, okay. Okay, we stop here insyaAllah. Wallahu a'lam. Wallahu a'lam wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.